Well, you can see there's trees behind me. Nice green, luscious trees. And I'm underneath the one section that had the brown leaf on it. I don't know if you can see it or not. Well, one of my viewers is pretty upset about the situation with the wildfires in California, Oregon, and Washington State. Well, there's reasons for this happening. Even though some people are saying it's climate, the climate changes that's going on around the world, majority of it is also lack of common sense. Well, I mean, for example, you're building a house near a fire hazard, you should be taking all the precautions you can take. But before you start blaming the owners, remember, it's the developers should have been responsible for this, number one. And yes, if you now you see it right on top of my head, there is a brown leaf there. Now, reason why some of these leaves are brown, not all of them, like what's happening in California is, there's a dry spell, there's no water, they dry up. Problem is, even though the leaves are dried up from the outside, inside they have oils inside. And when fire touches these leaves and massive amounts, yes, it will burst into flames. These are the same oils that also cause conditions on the transit systems. Every time the fall comes, the leads go on the tracks and then the train runs over them. The problem is when they squeeze the oil, if they happen to try to brake, they will slide, causing damage to the wheel. So I know a few of these things. I had trains to slide on me with leads, but I managed to stop the train safely. Some, however, haven't. Now, there's a better example. Brown leaves over there. Right? So even though it looks dry, inside they have oil. And those oils was causing the fires to go out of control. Seeing, problem is in these states, they have environmental laws protecting overgrown greens, and you can't do a safe fire burn to stop some of the stuff. So what happens is when you have overgrown and you have no water, it's a recipe for disaster, and it's happened so many times. And it's not always a careless person like smoking or discharging match that always causes a fire. It could be lightning, it could be equipment malfunction, like in the utility area in the Bay Area. They got in trouble for that. Funny, they never go to jail for that. They also had a gas explosion. Sometimes you're being careless is a part of the problem. But overall, is when you don't clear out the excess greenage. I know you're trying to save the environment and the planet, but you want to save people's homes too. Can't all have it your way. This is not Burger King environmentalists. So, what I'm saying is, do what you have to do to protect your home. And also, when you have homes around the areas that is hazardous, the tiles should be like concrete instead of the regular material, because the concrete doesn't burn that easily. But of course, if you have a situation where the house is surrounded by flames, it's going to be consumed. So it's always best to have an emergency plan to get out, because you never know. I mean, I still remember what happened to that California town, Paradise. Well, I'm always reminded of it because I'm in the city of Inglewood, and there's a street name called Palisade Avenue. It's almost like Paradise, similar spelling. So, but it's always a reminder. The thing is, you have to keep your area clean as best as you can. If it drives the environment crazy, that's their problem. You want to be sure that the utility companies make sure that your equipment is up to date. It's a problem. You should have people checking it all the time. Don't be like that utility in San Francisco. They got themselves in trouble. They weren't inspecting the equipment or the wires or stuff. And yeah, during the dry season, these things could spark too. Now, lightning, you can't control. If it hits something and it causes a fire, well, there's nothing you can do about that. But it's important to keep the greens well maintained as you can. You don't have to use chemicals. You have to use common sense. And unfortunately, it's when one of these houses do get consumed by a wall of flames, everything in there, from the TV to the rugs to all the chemicals you use to clean the house and paint and stuff, that's going to cause environmental problems too. That's why you get orange and red glows. So all those chemicals and stuff from the environment and what's in the house is lighting up the sky. So this out can't say it's all open now. Don't pick up the sky. Remember, this is just my opinion. You should go Google it, do research, and make sure that you're doing everything you can to protect your home from future fires. So, next slide.